and I ain't never gonna stop. Come on, listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced. And I'm gonna tell you, don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Never gonna stop. No, 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 no. Yeah, 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 yeah. I ain't never gonna stop. No, no. Oh, I ain't never gonna stop. I ain't never gonna stop now, baby. Never gonna stop now, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome indeed to the Global Online Quiz. My name is Yulinka, and I'm really excited to be back this year with a brand new quiz for you, coming to you live, as we always do, from our studio in beautiful Eindhoven, the Netherlands, where, as you can see, the whole crew is back, fired up and ready to go. Behind the buttons, we have Kathy, who will be in touch with you via WhatsApp today. You can reach out to her if you want to share a cool team photo, for example. Our moderator on the chat today is none other than Guido, photobombing you. And we have not one but two Guidos in the house. Guido number 2 is the man who will make sure that everything runs smoothly on the technical end of things. So I see that we have some new players on the chat as well. Welcome to all the newbies, and a special welcome back to all of our trusty regulars. So far, I've spotted on the chat teams from Germany, Wales, Iceland's in the house, Brazil, the Netherlands, Italy, Scotland, Austria, Malta, Belgium, Estonia is playing, Sweden, and also Spain. If you haven't let us know where you are playing from yet, we'd love to hear from you on our chat. Now, before we get you started, because we have some new players, once again, I'm really excited about that. Allow me to explain what you can expect from today's quiz. The most important thing you need to remember is that this quiz is all about the fun. You're going to be checking your own scores, and I will tell you exactly how to do that as we progress through the game. If you're lucky enough to be in a country that's not in lockdown, maybe you have a small local competition going, amazing. In that case, we recommend swapping sheets with one of the other teams after each round has been played, and you can check each other's answers, maybe even have someone in place who is doing that for you. All of that is an option. If you want to share your team photos with us, we'd love to see them. Kathy is all fired up, ready to go behind WhatsApp there. This link will take you to our business WhatsApp, a direct link to Kathy there. Don't forget that if you submit a team photo, also let us know where you're playing from and what your team name is so we can let everybody know. This link also allows you to submit your score at the end of the game, which I really hope you'll do because we love to include everyone in the global online ranking that's going to go up on our website and our socials on Monday. And finally, you can also use the link to make a contribution if you enjoy today's quiz and you want us to keep making more of them for you in the future. Having said all of that, it is still great fun to hear after every round how you enjoyed it, how many points you got, and that is what the chat is for. So do share your thoughts and scores with Guido throughout the game. We have printable answer sheets, which are available on our website. If you did print those out, now would be a great time to grab them, and if you didn't, you definitely don't need them. Any old notepad or a couple of sheets of paper will do nicely. We'll be playing 6 rounds today, 6 rounds of 10 questions each. There's one rule only, a very important rule, and that is we don't allow the use of any aids other than your collective brain. So all of the answers obviously have to come from you and your teammates. There's no Googling or any online and offline research allowed for that matter. Our 6 rounds today, we have some mixed bag rounds coming your way, some themed rounds, and we're going to end on music. I'll explain each round once we kick off with that. I'm going to have some breaks as well, a 6-minute break after round 2, and another one after round 4 that will give you plenty of time to do a bit of light stretching, refill your drink, make a quick pit stop, all of that. So that's today's program, and with that, I think it's time to get you started on the first round of the year. And it's our picture round, and we've gone for a winter theme on this picture round. So the picture round is a nice round to ease you into the game. I don't do any talking, I just explain the round to you, and then I leave you and your teammates to it. This particular round consists of 10 beautiful winter scenes, and I'm looking for the country each photograph was taken in. You might even be able to trace some of these back to a specific city, but the country will do nicely for our purposes. So try and identify all of the countries these wintry photographs were taken in. You get to see each one twice for 15 seconds on end, and then at the end of the round, it's also going to go into miniatures, allowing you to finalize your answers. So I hope you enjoy the beautiful winter scenery. I hope you managed to identify many of our countries correctly, and I'll see you on the other end. Right, welcome back, everyone. That concludes round number 1, our picture round. And I do wonder if we didn't get a few perfect 10s on that. Let's find out. I'm going to take you into the answers now, which means it's time to do a swapping of the sheets ceremony if you are in a local competition. Or you can simply whip out that red pen and start marking your own score for this round if it's just you playing from the comfort of your own home. So the wintry scenes for 1 point each. We kicked off in France. This is Paris in the wintertime. Next up, we visited Beijing. So we were in China with photograph number 2. Number 3 took us over to Jerusalem, Israel. And for number 4, Reykjavik was our next stop. Iceland for the next point on number 4. Number 5 is the skyline of a city in Canada. This is Toronto. And for number 6, we traveled to Russia. This is Moscow, we see here. Number 7, we stopped off in Rome, Italy, for the next point on number 7. And for number 8, it was Istanbul. It is Turkey for number 8. That earned you the point. Number 9, I know exactly where this photograph was taken. A friend of mine lived not a stone's throw away of that particular spot. This is Amsterdam, the Netherlands. And finally, we also stopped off in New York City in the US of A. So that is a grand total of 10 points you could have earned on this round. In the meantime, we've been joined by teams from Curacao, from Lithuania, from the US. We've also got Romania and Denmark in the house, Hungary, and someone even mentioned Panama. Welcome, everybody. I'm also loving the New Year's greetings in all your local languages on the chat. I would love to see some more of those. So keep them coming. I'm going to give you a minute to calculate your score, and please do share it with us on that chat. And then when we've done that, I'm going to take you straight into our first mixed bag round. Okay, some really nice results on the chat, guys. I'm seeing 7, 8, 9, and a whole bunch of perfect 10 out of 10s. We're off to another good start in the new year, and I'm getting all these wonderful New Year's greetings. I don't dare pronounce them all because I don't want to butcher your local language, but keep them coming. We love to see those. It's time for a mixed background. Let's do it. We're going to kick you off, as we always do, with a long-standing online quizzing tradition, the Fun with Flags question for number 1. So grab a fresh answer sheet. Here we go. In the photograph, you see a typical winter landscape on a cold, bright day in a country in the north of Europe. This landscape can be seen as an inspiration for the flag of this country, and it is seen as a representation of its natural scenery. So about which country is it said that its natural scenery, scene such as this one, actually inspired its flag? I should say that there are other explanations for the colors in the flag as well, but this is one of them, and I rather think it is a beautiful story. Can you tell me which country said story is about? On to some sports for number 2, and we're sticking with the winter theme here. Can you identify the country that has been most successful at each of the following sports in the Winter Olympics in terms of the total number of gold medals earned over all of the Winter Olympics combined? For each sport, I'm showing you the runners-up, so the number 2 and 3 on the list, and I'm looking for the number 1, so the single country with the most gold medals earned over all of the Winter Olympics in each sport. I have on offer for you today: A, bobsleigh; B, men's ice hockey; C is snowboarding; and finally D is alpine skiing. So showing you the third and second place, I'm looking for the first place in terms of gold medals in the Winter Olympics in each of these events. On to another long-standing global online quizzing tradition, the picture connection. We usually have one of these in each mixed bag round. And here is yours for round number 2. Can you tell me the single word that logically connects these seemingly unrelated photos and images we see here? So what single word logically connects them all? On to our next question we go. I see Dora on the chat asking, is it 4 different countries? I assume you mean the sports question, in which case the answer is yes. I'm in search of 4 different countries for half a point each. On to number 4 we go now. Last month and last year in general actually saw quite a few shortages of different products in various places around the world. Global supply shortages hit toy shops in the US, coffee producers in Brazil, for example, and we won't even get started about such things as building materials and natural gas. But in December, Canada suffered a unique shortage of a rather unique product. Booming demand as well as shortened harvest combined to cause this problem. But luckily, there was an emergency supply in place for such events. 20 million kilograms were taken from Quebec's emergency larder to resolve this crisis. Which product am I talking about? So Canada suffered a shortage of a unique product. Booming demand and a shortened harvest combined to cause this problem, but luckily they had an emergency larder in place, so no harm was done. Which product am I referring to for number 4? On to a bit of literature. We go for number 5. We've lined up 3 book covers here, and I'm in search of a capital city missing from each one. We've covered them up, strategically covered them up with the little black sections there, but can you figure out which capital city is missing from each of these book titles? So the first one is a book by Ian McEwan, and the name of the city is also the full book title. We also have Graham Greene's Our Man in Somewhere. And finally, Pascal Mercier's Night Train to Somewhere. Identify the 3 capital cities for half a point each. For question number 6, we're taking a trip to New Zealand. New Zealand is home to a wide array of strange, often flightless birds like the kakapo, the wika, and of course the kiwi. But what is the only land mammal to be endemic to New Zealand? They have a few marine mammals swimming around, but what's the only land mammal to be endemic to New Zealand? Question number 7 takes us to Asia. Within Asia, there are 12 landlocked countries. Can you identify the 2 that end in the letter A in the English spelling? So out of the 12 landlocked Asian countries, can you identify the 2 ending in the letter A in the English spelling of their names? On to a question for all the foodies among you. What we're showing you here are 4 chicken dishes from different corners of the globe. I'm looking for the proper name for each one, and we won't just have you go off the photo alone. I also have a short description prepared about each dish. In photo A, we see a dish consisting of roasted marinated chicken chunks in spiced curry sauce. The curry is usually creamy and orange colored, and the dish was popularized by cooks from the Indian subcontinent living in Great Britain. It's offered at restaurants around the world. In photo B, we see a Thai soup, which is made with chicken, coconut milk, galangal, kaffir lime leaves, lemongrass, Thai chili, coriander, straw mushrooms, fish sauce, and lime juice. Next up, in photo C, we see a famous French dish of chicken braised with wine, lardons, mushrooms, and optionally garlic. And last but not least, in photograph D, we see a chicken dish that's in a style of cooking native to Jamaica, in which meat is dry rubbed. It can also be wet marinated with a hot spice mixture, of which I can't reveal the name because it's also part of the answer to this question. So Jamaica for the last one with that dry rub or wet marinade. Identify all 4 of our chicken dishes if you can. On to question number 9. We had one participant who was very consistent with requesting more classical music questions last year, so we thought we would oblige you with a question on the Vienna New Year's concert. This concert by the Vienna Philharmonic is broadcast in almost 100 countries across the world. The concert usually includes pieces from the Strauss family, occasionally accompanied by music from other Austrian composers, such as Mozart, Haydn, and Schubert. In recent years, even work from other European composers has been included, such as Offenbach, Tchaikovsky, and Beethoven. But some things never change. The New Year's concert always ends with the same 3 encores, the last of which being an 1848 composition by Johann Strauss the Elder. What composition am I talking about? So a really famous piece of music by Johann Strauss the Elder from 1848. Can you guess the piece of music? And on to our final question we go, number 10. For this one, I've prepared 3 short video clips for you. We've got a couple of TV shows in there, and there's even a commercial to mix it up a little bit. I'm looking for a single word to logically connect these clips. So have a close look and see if you can figure out what single word connects them all.
In my brand new big boy pants. What are you doing?
What's wrong, Chief? Having a little trouble walking?
Get off me! Get off me! I'll mess you up, man.
Well, you'll have one shot. You better make it good. What, are you waiting for your girlfriends? You better go. You better go. Take it. Take your shot. Take it!
Come on, let's get out of here.
You've been here before.
Yeah, a few times.
What's your name?
Dan.
Anyone ever offered you a test drive?
No. Nobody ever said hello.
People judge. I wish it weren't so, but people judge. By your cotton poly blend, by your pleated khaki slacks, by your cell phone holster, but Dan, you can wear whatever you want if you drive a Gallardo.
Yeah?
That's not why you drive one. You drive one because this car is a transcendent experience.
Mike, what is your deal, man?
Oh, come on, man. You've been riding me all day.
Mike, you're playing like
It's not what your girlfriend said.
Baby. Eat a Snickers. Better?
Bear. That hurt.
You're not you when you're hungry.
And that concludes our first mixed bag round. As always, we'll give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers. Maybe have a think on ones you weren't 100% on yet. When I return, I'll immediately start revealing answers to that first mixed bag round. I hope to find out how you did on the round, and maybe we'll even have a peek at some team photos after round 2. But first, 90 more seconds to dot your I's and cross your T's. Righty, right. Welcome back, guys. Time to swap sheets if you're in a local competition, or whip out that red pen and start marking away at your own results. Here come the answers for round 2. First up, that typical winter landscape. I love this flag question. I think it's so wonderful. Is said to have been the inspiration for the flag of, here we have it, Estonia. And I know we have some participants from Estonia playing along, so I'm sure you've heard this story. Maybe you have another explanation for these colors as well, but I thought that was such a wonderful tale about your flag. For number 2, I was in search of some countries that have earned many a gold medal in a specific sports in the Winter Olympics. Let's have a look. The first one was bobsleigh. The number 1 gold medalists in bobsleighing are Germany. Next up, men's ice hockey. That would be Canada. We also had snowboarding. That would be the United States. And finally, alpine skiing. The number 1 in alpine skiing is Austria. Yes. So Germany, Canada, the US, and Austria each earned you half a point. For number 3, the connection between those seemingly unrelated images earned you a point as well. We see Joaquin Phoenix. We see that mythological bird there. That's a phoenix as well. Phoenix, Arizona is the city we see in the photograph. And then Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Phoenixes all around for a point on number 3. Number 4, the mystery item from Canada that they had to tap into an emergency larder of is none other than maple syrup. That was such a wonderful story. I never knew that Quebec has a very large emergency larder for crisis situations such as the one in December. So maybe you guessed this, maybe you read about it. Maple syrup earned you a point on number 4. Number 5, the capital cities in those book titles I was in search of. Let's reveal them. We have Ian McEwan, Amsterdam. Graham Greene, Our Man in Havana, and finally Pascal Mercier's Night Train to Lisbon. So half point each on Amsterdam, Havana, and Lisbon. New Zealand, home to a wide array of strange, often flightless birds, but there's only one endemic land mammal to be found there, and that would be this guy. Bats was the correct answer for number 6. The 12 landlocked countries in Asia, I was in search of the 2 that end in an A in the English spelling, and they are Mongolia, but also Armenia. For number 7, the 4 famous chicken dishes from different corners of the globe. We asked you the proper name for each one. The first one is chicken tikka masala. Next up, some tom kha kai. There are variant spellings on this, but if it looks somewhat like that, avoid yourselves half a point there. We have some lovely coq au vin. And finally, jerk chicken is the proper name for that style of cooking native to Jamaica. Number 9, the mystery song played by the Vienna Philharmonic during the New Year's concert during the encores is the Radetzky March. Great job if you got that. And finally, the connection. I had to do something with dear old Betty White. May she rest in peace. We had a clip from White Collar. We had Walter White make an appearance and Betty White in that amazing Snickers commercial. White was the final connection, earning you that final point here. So that makes for a grand total of 12.5 points you could have earned on round number 2. And as always, I'm very curious to learn how you guys did on this round. So I'll give you a minute to calculate your score. When you've done so, please share that with Guido on the chat so we can all see how you guys did. And then before we go into the break, Kathy's prepared some team photos that we're about to share with you as well. Not bad, you guys. I'm seeing some really nice results on the chat here. Keep them coming. Really nice to see. And before we take you onto that break, we promised you some team photos. So over to Kathy for the team pictures. Let's see who's already submitted a nice photo this evening or afternoon, depending on where you're playing from, perhaps. Zooming in on the first photo now. This is Jar playing from Estonia. I bet you got that flag question right. And we have a birthday girl here, and her name is also Kathy. Happy birthday, Kathy from Estonia. I hope you're having a great evening. And as always, I like to say thank you so much for selecting us as your birthday entertainment. We are honored. On to our next team we go. This is, let's have a look, Stripe R. Oh, that's close to us. Playing from the Netherlands, from Eindhoven, I bet, with a name like that. Hi, guys. Looks like you're having a great time. Welcome on the show. On to our next team we go. This is not one, but two teams. Benny's team joining us from Belgium. And look at your adorable doggy. And Homik from Estonia has joined the fun as well. These guys are regular appearances in our quiz as well with the photos. Did we have any more? Yes, we did. Let's have a look at these guys here. It's the Rainbow Babes. Oh, look at your kitty from the Netherlands. Love it. And Team Emily, look at Emily. 11 days old. She will probably be our youngest player today. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that photograph. Really, really very wonderful to see that Emily has joined the quizzing league at such a tender age. I hope she enjoys the show, and I hope her parents do as well. It's high time we gave you a little break. Maybe you want to replenish your drinks, make a quick pit stop, do a bit of stretching. Maybe you want to make a small contribution to the quiz fund. We're going to put the QR code up on screen that allows you to go to the site where you can do that. 6 minutes from now, we will return with many more questions. I have another mixed bag round coming your way and a very special themed round in part 2 of the quiz. So stay tuned and see you in 6 minutes from now. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody. Are you ready for part 2 of the quiz? We certainly are. Before we get you started on round number 3, I'd just like to take a moment, as I always do, to thank everyone who's already chipped in this evening and during our previous quizzes. We really appreciate your help. The payment link you see here remains active at all times, so not just during the live stream, even if you're rewatching us and you would like to contribute, know that you can do that. If you're new to the quiz, allow me to really quickly explain why we ask for this. Normally, when you go to a real live pub quiz in your local pub, you'd be asked to pay a few euros, dollars, whatever your local currency is to join the fun. That has to do with the fact that a lot of love goes into these quizzes, especially this one with the presentation that is hundreds and hundreds of slides. And we put all of our love and creativity in it. So we hope that if you enjoy it, you'll be willing to also chip in a little bit here in the digital realm. You can pay any fee you think is appropriate. Of course, if you're a group of students, you want to pay a little bit less. That's absolutely fine. If you can't afford it right now, you don't have to. You don't have to leave either. The most important thing about this event is that we can all come together and enjoy trivia. So that is the main part. But if you can afford to chip in a few euros or dollars a person, and if you can combine your contribution as a team as well, that saves us a lot in transaction fees. That would be greatly appreciated. So just something to keep in mind, perhaps. And for now, I'm going to take you on to round 3, which is a themed round, but it's a mystery themed round. I'm not going to tell you what the theme is, though I suspect that once you discover what it is, you can certainly use it to your advantage and perhaps even score a perfect 10 on this round. Who knows? Let's get you started. Here comes question 1. In spite of being primarily sold in China, what is the best-selling beer brand in the world? So it's really only sold in China and a few other places left and right, but it's definitely the best-selling beer brand in the world. What is its name for number 1? On to question number 2. I see on the chat here someone saying, Wendy, I donated a little extra since I used your quiz number 10 on New Year's Eve. Thanks. Well, our pleasure. And thank you, Wendy. It's much appreciated. The American former computer intelligence consultant who leaked highly classified information from the National Security Agency, the NSA, in 2013, when he was an employee and subcontractor for the CIA, is who I seek for our next question. His disclosures revealed numerous global surveillance programs, and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, whom we see in the photo here, played him in a 2016 film directed by Oliver Stone. What is his name? So the American former computer intelligence consultant who leaked highly classified information from the NSA back in 2013. On to question 3. For this one, I'm in search of the Scottish Northern Irish rock band we see on screen here. They were founded in 1994, but it took almost 10 years before they had their big breakthrough with the album Final Straw. Maybe that's why all of their albums carry the same motto: Mums and dads of the world, be patient with your children. Famous songs of the band are Run, Chocolate, Chasing Cars, and Just Say Yes. Can you name the band? So known for songs such as Run, Chocolate, Chasing Cars, and Just Say Yes, identify this Scottish Northern Irish rock band. On to a classic from the world of literature. I'm in search of the name of a character. This character from George Orwell's classic novel Animal Farm is largely based on Leon Trotsky. In the novel, he leads the opposition against the character Napoleon. So can you identify that character from Animal Farm who is largely based on Leon Trotsky? And into question 5 we dive. In 2013, Korean film director Bong Joon-ho directed this 2013 post-apocalyptic science fiction film. The movie is based on the French graphic novel Le Transpersonnage, and it's set on board a train as it travels a globe-spanning track carrying the last remnants of humanity. With a budget of $40 million, it's one of the most expensive Korean films ever made. In 2020, Netflix released a TV series based on both the film and the novel. Can you give me its titles? So identify that series based on the film and the novel. On to question 6. For this one, it is the movie Citizen Kane I'm interested in. This iconic film starts with Charles Foster Kane in a bed, holding a particular item in his hand while uttering the word rosebud. But what is that item? A classic quiz question that you often hear is, what is rosebud a reference to? But that is not what I seek here. I want to know, what was Charles Foster Kane holding in his hand when he's sitting in his bed in that opening scene, uttering the word rosebud? On to question 7. For this one, we're going to test your knowledge of Apple operating systems. Can you tell me what is missing in this sequence? Panther, tiger, leopard, something, lion. So in other words, what came between leopard and lion in terms of Apple operating systems? It's a while ago, so let's see if one of the teammates can perhaps remember. On to question number 8. Did you figure out the theme yet? Have you been able to use it to your advantage? For number 8, I'm looking for a truck-sized, fully tracked vehicle that isn't designed to drive through snow, but rather on top of it. It's mainly used to prepare ski and snowmobile trails, but it can also be used in polar expeditions, for logging in marsh areas, and for medical evacuations. Other terms used for this vehicle are a piste machine, trail groomer, or piste basher. But I am looking for that other, more common name for this vehicle. Do you know what that is? back to the wonderful world of literature for question 9, although I suppose knowledge of television also would get you to the answer. But from the world of literature, which popular character first introduced in 1996 became a member of the so-called Night's Watch and fell in love with the wildling woman Ygritte? So from the world of literature, which popular character became a member of the Night's Watch and fell in love with a wildling woman? And our final question, number 10. For which film did Walt Disney receive a special honorary award consisting of not just one statuette, but a whole series, one larger and several smaller ones? At the 11th Academy Awards, it was given to Walt Disney, this special honorary award. But in honor of which film? And that concludes our mystery theme round. I will give you 90 more seconds to finalize your answers, though I suspect that if you figured out the theme, you may have been able to narrow it down quite a bit already. In any case, 90 more seconds remaining before I reveal what the answers should have been. And that's it on round number 3. Time to swap sheets if you're in a local competition. Here we go with the answers. Number 1, the best-selling beer brand in the world, even though it's primarily sold in China, where it's from, Snow Beer. Snow Beer earned you the first point on number 1. And for number 2, the American former computer intelligence consultant I was in search of, portrayed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that Oliver Stone film. Here we have him, Edward Snowden. Edward Snowden for number 2. Number 3, the Scottish Northern Irish rock band I was in search of was Snow Patrol. And for number 4, the character from George Orwell's classic novel Animal Farm is Snowball. That is his name, Snowball. Number 5, the Korean film that was also a Netflix series from 2020, which I hear is quite good. I've not seen it myself. The name is Snowpiercer. Snowpiercer for 1 point on number 5. Number 6, held by Charles Foster Kane in that iconic opening scene of Citizen Kane. Here we have it. It is a snow globe he holds in his hand. The Apple operating system I was in search of was Snow Leopard. Snow Leopard for a point on number 7. And the truck-sized fully tracked vehicle from question 8 is referred to as a Snow Cat. So from the Snow Leopard to the Snow Cat, 1 point on number 8. Number 9, Sasquatch was requesting that I don't say the famous line when giving you this answer. You know nothing, Sasquatch. I would never. I was in search of Jon Snow, of course, for number 9, who became a member of the Night's Watch and fell in love with Ygritte. And for number 10, that Academy Award, let's have a look at it in all its glory. Look at that. This was a special Academy Award for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And you can probably see why when you see the whole thing there. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Disney earned you the final point there. And of course, the connection here was the word snow. I wonder how quickly you figured that out. And more importantly, did it help you work out some of these answers here? Did you still struggle? Did it make it very easy? Do let us know on the chat. I'll give you a minute now to calculate your scores and share them with us before I take you on to our next mixed bag. Okay, I'm seeing some nice results, you guys. I see that we're being very creative. Sasquatch says, we figured out the first couple and it all snowballed from there. Well, good for you, Sasquatch. I'm seeing lots of perfect 10s, you guys. Well, I'm pretty confident that we're going to make it slightly harder on you with this next round. You can earn 12.5 points on it, but I think there's some tricky questions in there. Let's see if you agree. Let's get you cracking. Our first question is, it's a geography one, a bit of a brain teaser, perhaps. You can solve it with knowledge of country names, knowledge of countries themselves. Let's have a look at question number 1. I'm looking for an 8-letter country name with 345,000 inhabitants. Which country in the Indian Ocean is the least populated in all of Asia? So it has an 8-letter name, 345,000 inhabitants, and that makes it the least populated nation within Asia. Which country do I seek for number 1? Question number 2 is one on siblings from the wonderful world of sports. We're showing you famous brothers, and I would like to know in which sport each of these sets of brothers compete or competed in the past. So 4 photographs, can you tell me which sports these guys competed in for half a point each, so 2 points in total? On to our next picture connection we go for number 3. We've leveled up a little bit with this one. The Phoenix one, I think, was perhaps not the hardest one ever on round number 2. Now, this one requires a bit of an extra layer of thinking. So take a few notes of some of the things you see here, put that down next to each other and see if some connection makes itself known to you. So it's definitely there, but it's not quite as literal as the Phoenix connection from round 2. On to question number 4. We go. Measured in terms of area, can you tell me what is the largest Spanish-speaking country in the world? So not necessarily in terms of population, but definitely in terms of area. What is the largest Spanish-speaking nation in the world? On to number 5. For this one, we're going to do a bit of stargazing. We're going to talk constellations. We see 3 of them here, 3 constellations, 2 of which can be viewed from the northern hemisphere and the other from the southern. Can you give me their proper names? So I've tried to find you clear photographs and make the constellation in question nice and central to said photograph. I hope it's enough to identify all 3 of them by their proper names for number 5. Question number 6 on the topic of music. Can you tell me which rock band released the albums A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races back in the 1970s? Both titles are also titles from Marx Brothers movies from the 1930s. So which rock band took album titles from Marx Brothers films in the form of A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races? On to number 7. For this one, I'm in search of a rather specific act. Said act connects Faust, the Italian violin player and composer Niccolo Paganini, and also blues musician Robert Johnson. So something really specific, something legendary that can be linked to Faust, the character Faust, the composer Paganini, and the blues musician Robert Johnson. What might that be? On to question 8. We all know the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band album cover. Here we have it. But how closely have you studied this album cover? The collage features a very large group of famous people from all different walks of life, from authors to musicians, philosophers, actors, artists, and much more. We're going to zoom in on a few of these people now. I've put some arrows indicating which one I am interested in each of these little bubbles here. So we've zoomed in on 4 people featured on the Beatles' legendary album cover for Sgt. Pepper's. Can you give me their names? So identify the 4 celebrities for half a point each. On to number 9 we go, a bit of history. Kublai Khan was the 5th emperor of the Mongol Empire. What was his relation to its first emperor, Genghis Khan? So Kublai Khan, the 5th emperor of the Mongol Empire. What, if any, was his relation to the first emperor of said empire, Genghis Khan? And with that, we've arrived at our final question, number 10. For this one, we're going to take a little video trip to a certain country. Identify the country we'll be flying around. We'll be flying around for about 25 seconds, so make it count. I hope you get enough scenery to tell you where we are in the world. So identify the country for number 10. And that concludes our second mixed bag round for today. 2 more rounds coming your way after the break. But for now, we're going to finalize this one. I'll give you 90 more seconds before we go into revealing the answers. Righto, welcome back guys. Time to swap sheets if you're in a local competition. Here we go with answers for round number 4. First up, the mystery country, an 8-letter name is what I saw in the Indian Ocean, the least populated nation in Asia. Was that enough information to lead you to Maldives as your answer for number 1? I wonder. Number 2, showing you the name of famous brothers, or rather, photographs of famous brothers from the world of sports. Were you able to figure out which sport they are active in? The first duo is Bob and Mike Bryan. They are tennis players. Vitaly and Vladimir Klitschko are boxers. Simon and Adam Yates are known for their cycling efforts and success. And Peyton and Eli Manning are known for American football. Half a point each: tennis, boxing, cycling, and American football. And number 2, the picture connection for number 3. We see a whole lot of yellow. We see Nile Rodgers. We see Poe from the Teletubbies. And we see some Amazon boxes there. Yellow, Nile, Poe, and Amazon are all famous rivers. That is what I was in search of for this connection. Rivers, not the easiest one. Great job if you got that. For number 4, measured in area, the largest Spanish-speaking nation in the world is Argentina. Argentina for a point on number 4. Number 5, the constellations for half a point each. Let's see if you know your stars. Were Orion, Ursa Major, also known, of course, as the Big Dipper, or whatever its local name is in your local language, will earn you points as well, of course. And finally, Crux, or the Southern Cross, for photo C there. The rock band which released the albums A Night at the Opera and A Day at the Races was none other than Queen. Queen for 1 point on number 6. And number 7, the rather specific act which connects Faust and Paganini and Robert Johnson, but not dear Dora, who was on the chat with the same last name, of course, but I'm sure you did no such thing. Selling your soul to the devil is what these guys are all known for. So something along those lines, something describing that act will earn you a point on number 7 here. Selling their souls to the devil is what they have in common, or are reputed to have in common. Number 8, we showed you Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, and we zoomed in on some people here. The first one is Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Next up, Stan Laurel of Laurel and Hardy fame. Karl Marx was also on the cover for this album. And finally, Marlene Dietrich. How many did you manage to get for a total of 2 points if you got all of them? Number 9, Kublai Khan was the 5th emperor of the Mongol Empire. My question to you was, what was his relation to its first emperor, Genghis Khan? And that was this: he was Genghis's grandson. The Mongol Empire emerged from the unification of several nomadic tribes in the Mongol homeland under the leadership of Genghis Khan. And he named his third son, Ögedei, as his heir, following the second great Khan Ögedei's death back in 1241. And before the next Kurultai, which is where they all got together to decide who is going to be the next leader, his widow took over the empire. And she actually did a pretty good job. Her son became the third emperor. Möngke, a grandson of Genghis from his son Tului's lineage, then became the fourth. And upon his death, his brothers fought for the position of emperor, with Kublai coming out on top. And the rest, as they say, is history. So the grandson to Genghis Khan, that was the correct answer. For number 10, the country. I think those trees we briefly saw flashing past, as well as those lemurs, might have narrowed it down to Madagascar, which is the country we visited today. Madagascar. For a grand total of 12.5 points you could have earned on this round. I'll give you a minute now to calculate your score and share it with us. And then before we go into the next break, Kathy's prepared some more photos for us. Okay, guys, some mixed results here. I'm seeing really high scores, also some lower ones. Monica got a 4. Don't despair, Monica. I'm sure you can earn plenty of points on the next round coming your way after the break. Tangerine also struggled a little bit, 6.5. Well, that's not a complete disaster. It was a tricky round, I will give you that. I'm surprised at how many teams actually did really well in spite of that. Haven't seen a perfect score yet, but some of you came awfully close. Now, before another well-earned break comes your way, let's have a look at some lovely team photos. So many have been submitted. Kathy's made another lovely selection for you. Let's have a look at the first one now, zooming in. Oh, look at that. That is a festive photo indeed. Gosh, that is the cutest team mascot. And the team gets to feature in the photo as well. From Brazil, the Netherlands, Lithuania, and Germany. Team Kit. On to our next team photo we go now. Zooming in here. It is Lightning Pizzas joining us from the Czech Republic. Dobrý večer. So glad you guys could join us. Wow, I'm loving the decorations there. Very festive. Really cool setup. Thanks for that peek into your living room, you guys. On to the next one. This is Elvis and the Retrievers. You can probably guess who is Elvis and who is the Retrievers. So, Elvis is slightly more difficult to make out. Really cool team name, and thank you for the cool team photo. On to our next group we go. This is International Fireball are back in the house. Look at this. We've got adorable mascots galore in baby and doggy form. Hope you guys are having a great time. It certainly looks like you are. On to our next team pictures we go. This is Too Even, the McKitty clan. Look at your kitty. She looks mildly shocked to be on the show. And the genies after one bottle, Estonia and Sweden. And Kathy says to report that they're having a bad hair day, and thus the mascots are doing the heavy lifting in the photo department. Thank you, mascots. Your hair looks fantastic. And on to one more picture. This is What Quiz? But where is Matt? I don't know. Where is Matt? Oh, I know these guys. Hey, hope you guys are having a great time playing from the Netherlands. Very close by, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we're going to do one more round of team pictures. We've already received a ton of really good ones, but maybe we have room for just a few more. So if you do want to submit one, you can use the final break to do that. After round 5, we're going to do a last batch of team photos before we move in to the music round. But for now, it's time for that 6-minute break. Again, you can do a bit of light stretching. You can replenish your drink. Use your time wisely. Maybe consult your encyclopedia for whatever you think may be next on the quiz, and then be sure to shut it before we continue. Whatever you choose to do, I will see you in exactly 6 minutes from now. Stay tuned, guys. Hello, everybody. Are you ready for part 3 of the quiz? We certainly are. Hope you enjoyed that break there. Maybe you poured yourself another cheeky drink. Why not? Before I get you cracking on our next round, I wanted to ask you for a little favor. This year, we were hoping to perhaps throughout the year organize 1 or 2 themed quizzes, and I would actually really like your inputs. So I'd love to hear which topic would you like to see us design a custom quiz on. It could be something as broad as geography or art or movies maybe, but also something more specific like Harry Potter or the big Netflix quiz or music quiz or a food and drink quiz. Anything that comes to mind really. When you submit your scores this evening, if you have a good idea to share with us, do let us know in the comment section when submitting those scores. Don't forget to do that. We want to include you all in that global online ranking. Now, before I move you on to round 5, I saw a question on the chat from Ronnie asking about my right arm. I think you're referring to this here, Ronnie. Never fear, no one has hurt me. It's not a bruise. It's actually a burn from when I was a little girl. I had just learned to walk, and I decided that I should take a shower in some hot oil, which it turns out is not a great idea. So I was actually really fortunate to only have this scar. It could have been a lot worse. But yeah, I've had that for most of my life. So when I'm wearing shorter sleeves, it does tend to appear on screen. It's nothing to worry about. I certainly don't. Now, it's time for round number 5. And we thought long and hard, but not really, about which topic to choose for round 5. Our first quiz of the year, it had to be the one and only Answer Smash, making another appearance. I have an example Answer Smash prepared for everyone who is not yet familiar with this fantastic concept. The idea of Answer Smashes is that we give you a question in 2 parts. The answer thus also consists of 2 parts with an overlapping bit in the middle. And that's where it gets interesting. Of course, if you know one part of the question, that overlapping bit will hopefully help you figure out the whole Answer Smash. Of course, we try very hard to also make them fun. And here is a good example of one of those Answer Smashes. So for this one, we are looking for a Roman statesman who was assassinated in 44 BC. And that person meets a famous salad. So the answer to this particular Answer Smash would be Julius Caesar meets a Caesar salad. To create the Answer Smash, Julius Caesar salad. So only if you get the whole thing can you award yourselves a point. But I do like to say that if you're new to the concept, you find yourself struggling a little bit, and you do manage to get half smashes here and there, feel free to award yourself half points. They're not on screen, but you hereby have my permission if you find this a little bit tricky. I, of course, hope that you're going to find it a lot of fun. We always do. So let's get you cracking on today's Answer Smashes. Oh, for the new players, I should say that they're not always just 3 words. Sometimes they can be longer as well, but there's always that single overlapping word in the middle there to help you out. Question number 1. For this one, I'm in search of the oldest running international beauty pageant. It meets the annual championship series of Major League Baseball in the US and Canada. So take the oldest still running international beauty pageant in the world and smash that together with the annual championship series of Major League Baseball in the US and Canada. What is smash number 1? For smash number 2, we've combined the names of 2 famous men. The first is an American actor who won an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in Ben-Hur. His name meets that of a British chef known as a pioneer in multi-sensory cooking. So we take the Academy Award winner for Best Actor for his role in Ben-Hur and smash him together with the celebrity British chef known as a pioneer in multi-sensory cooking in photo 2. On to question 3. For this one, I'm in search of a 1993 drama film about a boy who befriends a captive orca. This movie meets a character from a Roald Dahl novel who is portrayed in movies by Gene Wilder and also by Johnny Depp. So take that film about a boy who becomes friends with a captive orca and put it together with the character from Roald Dahl novels who's portrayed in movies by Gene Wilder and Johnny Depp. On to number 4. The first part of this answer smash is a Rolling Stones song. It comes from 1966 and it contains the lyric, "I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes." Take the title of that song and smash it together with a highly venomous snake. This snake is native to sub-Saharan Africa and it's the second longest snake in the world as well. So take that Rolling Stones song and smash it together with the second longest snake in the world, a highly venomous one from sub-Saharan Africa. On to number 5. For this one, we kick off with an American singer known for her hits Sweet But Psycho and Kings and Queens. She meets the 2021 Formula One world champion. So start with the American singer known for Sweet But Psycho and Kings and Queens and put her name together with the 2021 Formula One world champion. For answer smash number 6, we start off in a hidden land. This hidden land can be found in the Himalayas, and it's actually from the Marvel comics. It's the homeland of Doctor Strange's mentor, the Ancient One. Try and identify that hidden location and smash it together with a world-famous marble mausoleum in the Indian city of Agra. So a hidden land in the Himalayas from the Marvel comics meets a world-famous marble mausoleum in India for number 6. On to number 7. We usually allow ourselves one really tricky one, although I have to say the result of this answer smash is fantastic, but I would be mightily impressed if you get this for number 7. We start with the American cellist, whose performance of Amazing Grace was played during the inauguration of President Joe Biden. He meets a critically acclaimed film starring Viola Davis and the late Chadwick Boseman. So take the name of the American cellist who performed Amazing Grace during Joe Biden's inauguration and smash them together with that movie, a biopic starring Viola Davis and Chadwick Boseman. Question 8. Answer smash number 8. French footballer who played for Arsenal and FC Barcelona and who's currently the assistant coach for the Belgian national team meets the English king, known for having had 6 wives. So take the French footballer who played for Arsenal as well as Barcelona and who's currently the assistant coach to the Belgian national team and smash his name together with that of the English king, famous for having a record 6 wives. For number 9, a bit of art to kick you off. The English name for a world-famous painting by Italian artist Sandro Botticelli is the first half of this answer smash. It meets the American female tennis player who's played in a record 90 Grand Slams. So take the English name for this famous painting by Botticelli and smash it together with the American female tennis player who's played in a record 90 Grand Slams so far. Last but not least, smash number 10. We start with another tennis player, the American tennis player known for her win against Bobby Riggs in the 1973 Battle of the Sexes tennis match. Her name meets the name of a fictional giant monster resembling a gorilla from Skull Island. For smash number 10, can you give me the names of the American tennis player and that fictional gorilla monster from Skull Island to make our final smash of the day? And that's it for the first Answer Smash round of the year. I hope you enjoyed playing that as much as we did making it. And like I said, if you struggled a little bit, hey, try for at least half of the answer left and right and award yourself half points. Absolutely fine. I'm going to give you 90 more seconds to finalize. We'll then have a peek at the answers. And maybe, just maybe, we'll also have a look at some more team photos after that. Okay, welcome back, everybody. Time to have a quick swap of the answer sheets if you're in a local competition, because here we go with answers for round number 5. Starting you off with the oldest running international beauty pageant that meets the annual championship series of Major League Baseball to create the Miss World Series. I like it. Change approved. Miss World Series. Number 2, the American actor who met that British celebrity chef. That would be Charlton Heston meets Heston Blumenthal. Charlton Heston Blumenthal. Number 3, we kicked off with Free Willy. Remember that movie? And that came together rather nicely with Willy Wonka. Free Willy Wonka for number 3. Number 4, the Rolling Stones song containing the lyric, "I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes," is painted black, and the mystery snake was a black mamba. Painted black mamba for number 4. The American singer known for Sweet But Psycho is Ava Max. And of course, the Formula One world champion is someone we're very proud of here in the Netherlands, Ava Max Verstappen for answer smash number 5. Number 6, the hidden land in the Himalayas from the Marvel comics meets a rather famous mausoleum. Kamar Taj perhaps being the trickier half of this answer smash. Kamar Taj Mahal. Kamar Taj meets the Taj Mahal. Number 7, the American cellist whose performance of Amazing Grace was played during the inauguration of Joe Biden meets that movie. I think I dare say this is the trickiest one in the bunch, so great work if you got this. The cellist is Yo-Yo Ma, and the film is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, so it does make for a rather elegant smash. Yo-Yo Ma Rainey's Black Bottom for number 7. The French footballer who played for Arsenal and Barcelona meets the famous King of England, Thierry Henry VIII. Number 9, the English name for that world-famous painting earned you half of the points and full points if you managed to smash it together with Venus Williams to create the birth of Venus Williams. For number 10, the American tennis player known for her win against Bobby Riggs was Billie Jean King, and the mystery gorilla was King Kong. Billie Jean King Kong for the final point, making a grand total of 10 you could have earned on this Answer Smash round. So I'll give you a minute now to calculate your score. Do share it with us on the chat if you get a chance. Then we'll go into music next, but before we do that, I have a thumbs up from Kathy, so we'll first do a couple more photos. Right, welcome back, you guys. I'm seeing some nice results so far. 9.5. Ian, you're on a roll. Guy got 8.5. Joe got 8. Not too shabby. Alexander, perfect. 10 out of 10. Well done. And the same for the pedantic unicorn. That means you even got Yo-Yo Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. I am impressed. Before we take you on to music, as promised, it's time for one more batch of photos. Over to you, Kathy. Let's see what you've lined up for us. Here is the first one now, zooming in on the squatting Slavs are back in the house. Wow, loving the living room setup. Look at that. One big happy quizzing family over in Slovakia. Thank you so much for sharing that photo. Really cool. On to the next one. Here we have, that's a good looking pizza, you guys. Glee Pipi joining the fun from Italy. Welcome on the show. And on to the next picture now. This is Happy Eggs, and you can see the Happy Eggs are also prominently featured in the photo. Loving the outfits, you guys, from the Netherlands. On to, another team we are familiar with, playing from South Africa once more. It is the Quizlamic State. Really cool photo, guys. Thank you so much for submitting that. I do love these little peeks into your homes. Team Positive has joined the fun from Estonia. Notice another adorable pet mascot. And Ill and Alone from Greece. Well, I hope we were able to take your mind off of being ill and alone for a little bit. I really hope so. Great team name. On to our next team we go. This is the Champignons are also a little bit ill, I think, playing from Belgium, but I'm glad you could join us nonetheless. And the final picture we had to show you is none other than Jon Snow. Turns out that Jon Snow is one of the pet mascots supporting one of our teams right here in the Netherlands. So welcome on the show, Jon Snow. So glad you could join us. I presume you know nothing, but I could be wrong. Maybe you're a very valuable team member. Indeed, you're certainly an adorable one. That's all the pictures we have time for this week, you guys. Thanks so much to everyone who submitted a team photo. We really appreciate it. It brings the whole thing to life for us with people from so many countries joining the fun. Now, music time it is. And what have we come up with, or has Guido come up with, I should say, because this was his idea. Last year, Rolling Stone updated their list of the 500 best songs of all time. Apparently, they thought it was time for an overhaul. And so we decided to make a selection of 10 songs that are within the top 100 of that list. So you get to listen to a short little 20-second clip from each of those 10 songs. And it's a nice old-fashioned music round we're kicking the year off with. You need a title as well as a performing artist or band for full marks. So you get half a point for the song title, half a point for the artist or band here. You get to hear them once and only once, so make it count. After a clip is played, it goes into a time ticker automatically, giving you some time to debate the answer before you then move on to the next one. And in the end, it takes you into those miniatures, allowing you to finalize your answers, have a bit of a team debate before I come back and reveal what they should have been. Let's see if you can earn a perfect 10 on the Rolling Stones 500 best songs of all time, or rather, Guido's selection of 10 of them. Enjoy, and I'll see you on the other end.
Oh, how it feels so real, lying here with no one near, only you. And you can hear me when I say it softly, slowly.
Like a child, you whisper softly to me. You're in control, just like a child. Now I'm dancing.
Back and forth through my mind behind a cigarette. And a message coming from my eyes says, leave it alone.
What you love. Oh, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing.
His mother told him someday you will be a man, and you will be the leader of a big old band. Many people coming from miles around to hear you play your music when the sun go down. Maybe someday your name will...
I look and stare so deep in your eyes. I touch on you more and more every time. When you leave, I'm begging you not to go. Call your name 2-3 times in a row. Such a funny thing for me to try to explain. How I'm feeling and my pride is the one to blame. Cause I know I don't understand just how your love can do it, no one else can.
We dance on the floor in the round. So take my strong advice. Just remember to always think twice. Don't think twice. Don't think twice. Have you come here for forgiveness? Have you come to raise the dead? Have you come here to play Jesus? To the lepers in your head? Just a little bit, hey, baby. Just a little bit, oh, just a little bit, mister. Just a little bit. I ain't gonna do you wrong. Why you gone? I ain't gonna do you wrong, 'cause I don't wanna. All I'm asking.
Right, guys, welcome back. That is it. You've made it through the first quiz of the year, and I hope you enjoyed it. Time to swap sheets for the final time if you're in a local competition, because here we go with answers for the music round. Jarl at least was pleased with a classic music round for a change. We like to mix it up a bit, so sometimes we just ask you for a certain topic from each song title, and this was a classic one where we ask you for the title and the artist for half a point each. So let's find out how you did. The first song was an Elton John classic. Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza. Oh no, hang on. Tiny Dancer is the name of the song. For half a point each, Elton John and Tiny Dancer. It was number 47 on Rolling Stone's list. Next up, we had a Madonna classic. The song was number 55 on the list, and it's called Like a Prayer. Madonna for half a point and Like a Prayer for another half a point there. Number 3, another classic at number 36 in the list. It was the White Stripes with Seven Nation Army. And for number 4, this is higher on the list still. Fleetwood Mac with Dreams actually made it to number 9 on that Rolling Stone list. Number 5, bit of an older song. It's number 33 on the list. It is a really, really good one. Chuck Berry's Johnny B. Good is what we were in search of here. Johnny B. Good, Chuck Berry. Number 6, they're all pretty good, aren't they? Beyonce featuring Jay-Z, Crazy in Love, actually made it to number 16 on the list. Again, half a point each. If you just got Beyonce, we'll accept that. As long as you got Queen Bee there, you can give yourselves half a point, and then Crazy in Love. Ramones was the artist for the next one. The Ramones and Blitzkrieg Bop is the name of the song at number 64 on the list. For number 8, it's number 44, Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. Billie Jean for half a point, and Michael Jackson, the King of Pop, for another half. Now, the next song, interestingly, is not number 1 on the list, even though the title is One. U2's One is number 62 on the list. And the final song we played for you is actually the one that made it all the way to the top of the list, Aretha Franklin's Respect. Aretha Franklin, Respect, earned you the final point on today's quiz, making for a grand total of 10 on this round and a grand total of 65 on the overall quiz. So I'm really curious to learn how you did on the music round and overall, of course. I see Monica on the chat. She is joining us for the first time. And she loved the music round. You're good at music, but I hope you enjoyed the quiz. Really cool to still have new players joining us each time. So I hope you had a lot of fun, Monica. And everyone, 65 points. Start calculating and do let Guido know on the chat how many points you scored, guys. Don't forget to also make it official, though. We want to include everyone in that global online ranking. It's so cool to see how you all compare to the rest of the world. So don't forget to make it official. The QR code is going to go up on screen for you in a bit. You can use the link in there to submit your score to us. And if you have any suggestions for questions, for maybe a cool themed round, or even for one of those themed quizzes we might do this year, don't forget to share those with us as well. Your thoughts are much appreciated. This is a worldwide effort, after all. So the next quiz is going to be in 2 weeks from now on January 22nd. I'm already very much looking forward to that. We've already been working on it. I think it's going to be another cool one. The QR code slide is going to stay up on screen after the quiz. So like I said, you can use that to make your final result official and be included in that ranking. Even if you're rewatching this show a bit later on for at least 36 hours, usually 48 hours after it's aired, you can submit and be included in that final ranking. As you know, you can also use the link to make a contribution. I really hope you'll consider that if you found yourself enjoying today's quiz and all the hard work that's gone into it. You want to support us, that would be appreciated. Let me know in the comments section how you got on. You're already busy sharing your scores, and I'm seeing some really nice ones so far. Also, please like and subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already to stay updated on all of our upcoming events. And with that, the time has come to say goodbye to you all from the studio here in Eindhoven. We do that with the whole crew. We're going to switch to the other camera for a little moment of sunshine for the lovely Cathy, our lady on WhatsApp. Behind the buttons, we have Guido taking care of all the switching, and Guido number 2, who is our moderator on the chats and also a source of many a great question idea. And I have been your host. It has been my pleasure as always. My name is Julinka, and I will see you in exactly 2 weeks from now with a brand new quiz. Have a great evening or rest of your day, depending on where you're playing from. A great rest of your weekend. And see you on the 22nd, guys. Bye.
To say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do. Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm gonna tell you. Don't hate me 'cause I get attention. Don't turn me into what I'm not. I have to be me 24/7, and I ain't never gonna stop. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Oh, no, no, no. No, oh, oh, oh. And I ain't never gonna stop. Come on. Listen to me. I've tried so many times to tell you this is as good as I can be. Why isn't it enough to be faithful and also be the hit of the party? Let's just break it down to you and me uptown, dancing all around till the disco ball pops. But I have to be me, and everyone can see your anger is misplaced, and I'm going